I try to go as live as many times a week as possible, but I've been super duper busy. But I really wanted to go live today because I learned something this week that I really wanted to share to you guys. There we go. Okay, so Facebook and TikTok should be up right now. What's up, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter? If you're watching this for the first time, my name is Markia. I'm known as the Money Plug. I really wanted to talk to you guys today, and it's not going to be for a super long time, but I really wanted to bring up something that I learned today. And this is why it is very important for you to always, always, always be willing to know more. I did a video the other day when I was talking about how, some of like my 5 tips for how I repair my credit and just some things that I feel like you should know along the way. And being willing to learn something new or not thinking you know everything, I definitely think is one of the most important parts of kind of educating yourself when it comes to your finances, period. So I posted that video, and in the comments from somebody who always engages with my content on Instagram, his name is Shadno Saint. I don't know what his TikTok name is, but he was telling me like, hey, read this because I disagree with what you said about collections. In the video, I was talking about what I always talk about, right? When you pay a collection, it re-ages the debt for 7 years. But what if I told you that's not supposed to happen? Like, okay, so I actually looked this up. So I'm going to show you guys, but I actually looked this up because I was like, no, because like I've seen it for myself. When I pay a collection, the collection usually lasts for an additional 7 years, if that makes sense. So like on top of however long it's been reporting for this long, when you pay it, it lasts even longer. And that's kind of like the threat that a lot of us have kind of learned and internalized over the years, but it's actually not true. Not only is it nowhere in the FCRA, but even Experian has openly come out and said that that's not the case. So I want to show it to you guys because I know a lot of y'all seeing is believing. So I really want to show it to you guys. Oh, my TikTok comments are coming up. Hey y'all. Hey everybody. All right, so I'm going to share my screen first, sorry, Instagram, you guys aren't going to be able to see my screen. But for everybody else, you'll be able to read my screen. So I want to show you, I'm going to change the branding up a little bit so that you guys will be able to see it better. Hey, Soror. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Share screen. Window. Here it is right here. Okay, so this is my PDF version of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And for those of you who are on Instagram and you want to take a look at it yourself, if you are in my Facebook group, Plugged in the Credit Clubhouse on Facebook, in the group files, there is a PDF version of the FCRA, or if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's also available for free. Or I'm pretty sure you can search PDF FCRA, and it's the purple copy. You want to make sure that the cover of this book is purple because it's color-coded to show when this one was revised, and that's the latest one. Now, we all know Title 15 of the U.S. Code, subsection 1681. This is the FCRA. So 1681C, subsection 605, right? Requirements relating to information contained in consumer reports. So this is saying what has to be included in every single consumer report that is like generated on you, essentially. So if you go down to C, it's running of reporting period. So if you're just going to do Control F like how I did, it would just be running of reporting period. So what this outlines specifically is that the 7-year period or the reporting time for a debt is 7 years. But how is that date determined? And here it outlines that the starting point for that 7-year period is determined by the first missed payment that led to the account being charged off, period. There is nothing in the FCRA that states that a payment will reset the date of first delinquency, especially when it's in a collection status. Now, if the only thing that I could find, and I'm telling you, I've looked up cases, I went on the credit bureau websites, everything. The only thing that I can find, even in relation to that, is if you miss a payment and your account is considered delinquent yet not charged off, of course, you could then make a payment and then catch up on all those payments. And then the date of first delinquency would then be updated if you ever went delinquent again. Does that make sense? But because an account is considered charged off before it is sent to collections, that means you can't bring that account current in a sense because the account has been closed, charged off, written off, whatever you want to call it, and is now in a collection status. So paying that collection will not reset the date of first delinquency at all, period. And because the date of first delinquency is not reset, that does not reset the reporting time for that debt. Now, the statute of limitation is something different, and we've talked about the difference between the date of first delinquency and the date of last activity. But for all intents and purposes, paying a collection will not re-age this debt an additional 7 years. That's so crazy, right? Because that's what holds so many people back from paying off their collection accounts. A lot of people are like, well, I would pay this off or whatever, but I'm not trying to have this on my credit for another 7 years. But this guarantee, like this literally, oh my God, like this is so crazy. I've literally spent all week researching this. Like literally, this is crazy. I'm not gonna read that comment. But I really wanted to share that with y'all because, hey girl, I really had to share that with y'all because I thought that was so crazy. But it also goes to show you that it's okay to not know everything. And so now it's really cool because now I get to put it out, and I've been looking up like different cases and stuff where people have successfully fought against collection companies who have updated the reporting time on a debt and have extended that 7-year time period. So if you had, let's say you're going to go buy a house, you have a collection account. That collection account is like 6.5 years old. Paying that is not going to extend it another 7 years. And if it does, that's illegal, and you can actually sue that collection company. Crazy, right? Like, whew, that blew my mind. Like, I was so like, this has taken over my entire week. And it's actually kind of just in time because y'all know I'm working on the videos for the class. So this was actually really dope. Again, shout out to Shadno Saint on Instagram. I did post this as a TikTok and as a Instagram reel, and I tagged him in the IG reel, and I shouted him out in the video so that you guys could follow him as well. I had no clue that he was the credit repair specialist. I just knew he was kind of into this space. So it's really cool. You guys can go follow him too. But I thought this was really, really cool to see. And so now this got me, y'all know me in my brain. So now I'm literally like scrubbing the FCRA and looking for things that maybe I thought were true or that I was taught to be true that actually aren't. Like things that we just kind of assumed were facts. Like, oh man, like, oh my God. I've just been so excited about this all week. Like, I've literally been poring over the FCRA and the FDCPA for the rest since I got that comment, like looking for other things. Like, what else can I know? Like, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm such a nerd. But hey, y'all, I know it's been a little bit of a minute since I was able to go live. Life has been so busy. If you follow me on my personal page, then you for sure know everything that's going on. But the money plug's been busy, right? So this month I'll be in. So my husband is so silly. Thank you, baby. I'll be in New York City next week for the graduation or my graduation from the Next Gen Creator Program with WPP. Shout out to TikTok, because if it was not for TikTok, I would not have gotten into their program. WPP is like the #1 advertising company like in the world. And they had something called the Next Gen Creator Program where we've had all kinds of like workshops and table talks and stuff like that to really kind of enhance us as content creators or people in the content creation space. We talked about copywriting and art direction, and man, it was amazing. This program was amazing. It was an honor to even be a part of it. And I graduate next week, so I'll be attending my graduation in person as well as attending the panel that they'll be holding in New York City next week. So if you're in New York, reach out to a girl. I would love to do lunch or something. And I'm excited to do all this traveling. Y'all know I was just in North Carolina last week. I was in Miami a little bit before that. I was in Philly before that. So it's so cool to be able to go to all these different places. And all of this is possible because of TikTok. So shout out to y'all, because y'all be looking out. If you've been following me for longer than like a day, you'll also know that I was asked to be a panelist for an event that the National Credit Union Administration is having in November. It's in November. Yay. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you so much. Listen, I wouldn't be doing anything like this if it wasn't for TikTok. So I'm actually really, really, really excited. When my girl first started content creating, I'm gonna be just like hubby. Yes. Listen, hype her up. She needs a biggest fan. She needs that, for real. Trust me. But I'll be a part of a panel talking about how influencers or financial literacy content creators, how we really take these complex like things that like we aren't being taught in schools, we aren't being taught at work or in real life, and really making it digestible in ways for us to understand it. And we're reaching people who normally would not have access to this information. And I think that's the major kind of like thing that the world is seeing. We're really seeing how far social media actually goes, because underbanked communities usually don't get access to financial literacy content or information, education, or even resources. I mean, they don't even have banks in their communities. They're banking deserts. So it's really cool to kind of see my impact on whole communities and to be recognized for that by the National Credit Union Administration. I'm so grateful and appreciative of this. And I'm so excited. So, you know, if any of my mutuals are going, let me know. I want to go. It's in Virginia. Let me know. We can get some drinks or something, you know. But man, I'm so excited for all of the opportunities and stuff that just kind of like doing this have opened up. And I'm excited for so much more, you know. So school's starting up. Very much literally. You guys know that I said I'm going to start rolling out the different modules from my course starting in September. So I'm super, super excited about that, because the very first thing we're going to be going over is the FCRA. We're going to be talking about everything from some common violations that I see that enable me to successfully dispute, should I say, when I'm working with my clients and things like that. We're going to be talking about things that you have to know as a credit repair organization, such as Credit Repair Organizations Act, or even if you're just a client, you know, somebody who's just interested in knowing more, there's things in there that you need to know as well, such as what are your rights and responsibilities as a consumer who is utilizing credit repair services. So I don't know. I'm really excited for everything that's coming up. I don't know. It just means so much. She said, I can't click on it fast enough. I'm excited for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Man, I'm just so excited. I'll have my copy of my highlighter ready. Yes, it would be, listen, I mean, of course you're going to get a PDF version as a part of the course, because it's free, obviously, right? The PDF is free, but it definitely helps if you have a hard copy. For me, I'm one of those people who have to touch hard copies. Like I got to feel it to believe it. So definitely if you plan on attending that, I think I'm switching platforms, but it's not going to change the quality of the content or how you all are going to receive it. So I'm super excited about that. So y'all know August 1st, I officially launched my budgeting services. So I'll put that back at the bottom. But yes, budgeting is back at the Money Plug, right? In the Money Plug household. So when I first launched my company in 2020, it was towards the end of 2020, and I offered budgeting services, but I hated that I could only take like 1 or 2 clients one at a time because of how long it took me to generate these money plans for you guys. And if you've ever been a client of mine or seen me interact with my clients, then you know like how kind of all in I'm in, and I was upset that I couldn't really help more people. So I got rid of that service until I could find a system that kind of worked better, not just for me, but for my clients. And so I got it now, right? So if you've been on my page for a while, you notice that I talked about these mini calculators, right? We've talked about a couple different ones. If you go to my website, themoneyplug.co/budgeting-services, or you could just go to themoneyplug.co, and at the top, you'll see make a budget. You can click on it. And there are all these mini calculators there. And I actually want to show you guys what they look like if you're on Facebook, TikTok, or Twitter. I don't know what's up Instagram. They are not letting me stream from my desktop, so you guys don't get to see all the cool stuff, but I can definitely describe it to you so that you kind of know what to look for. So, matter of fact, I can share it from this screen right here. Let me see. Share. Chrome tab. Here it is. Okay, so this is my website. Ta-da! This is what my website looks like. You guys can't see it, obviously. If you click on make a budget at the top, or you can just hover and you'll see all this stuff. But what it says is that one of the biggest obstacles to building and maintaining good credit is not managing your money correctly. If I asked you right now to show me your budget, could you? If not, no worries. The links below can be used to create savings plans for things like a wedding or a car, and even a short monthly expense budget. If you want to go into more detail with your finances and would like a comprehensive financial analysis, including a shiny new budget, click here to schedule. Now, if you don't want to, you still are welcome to scroll down and tap on these. Some of these are calculators, but this one right here is probably my favorite. It's called the 3-Minute Financial Plan. And what it does is it takes into account, it's like a brief overview of all of your finances, but it's giving you some really good tips for, getting your affairs in orders financially. And it kind of, I really feel like it kind of encompasses all of this, but kind of in like a really small, that's I guess why it's called the 3-minute, huh? It's like a really small package. I want to show y'all an example, but the information in them is kind of like too personal, right? So I don't want to put nobody's business or anything out there, but these are all free. These links right here that you see on my website. So if you go to my website and click on make a budget, those calculators that you guys see at the bottom, you guys feel free to use them. For example, let's say I want to set up an emergency fund. We all know that it's important to have some kind of money off to the side. I typically tell people that you need to have at least 3 months of your expenses, right? 3 months worth of expenses in your savings account. And that's at least. Now, most people start at $1,000, but that's ideal. But theoretically, if you do have an emergency, only having a $1,000 savings account could hinder you, not necessarily help you, especially if you own your own home or if you got like an older car, you finna spend that money up real quick. So if you look at the calculator, it allows you. So let's say my rent is $1,300, my monthly utilities, I don't pay gas, electric, so I don't know. I'm just putting in random numbers, y'all. Here, my monthly insurance payments. So let's see, monthly transportation costs like fuel, parking, tolls. We'll just put all the default stuff, right? So monthly debt payments, $500. Monthly subscriptions, $100. Monthly groceries, we'll put $325. Next, to other expenses. These are expenses that you pay less frequently than monthly. So I'd say $200 for auto home maintenance costs, estimated monthly insurance deductibles and copays, I'll put $100. Monthly home association fees or dues, 0 and 0 because I don't get child support. And then get your results. So it calculates everything. So what it does is it takes all of your expenses and it tells you how much you need to save. And so here, and I know you guys can't see it and I'm sorry, but here you put your emergency fund should cover between 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So you'll choose how many months of coverage do you want to have. And it looks at all your expenses and it's telling you what your emergency fund amount should be. Now your rainy day fund and your emergency fund is 2 different things. And I am going to start doing more content that is going to be kind of in alignment with that, really explaining how budgets work, how much do you need to have saved up, what are you doing with the rest of your money, things like that. But it also shows you, like, let's say you have a savings account coming out automatically. For my military people, if you have an allotment that goes into a savings account, for example, when I was active duty, I had a Marcus by Goldman Sachs account. This account took money out of my check every month automatically. I set it up on my pay. And at the time, it was boasting some of the highest savings rates out of any online bank. I couldn't touch the money. I was one of those people, if I can see the money, I'm going to spend it. So I put it into an account where it would take 2 to 3 business days for the money to be transferred back to me. And so Marcus by Goldman Sachs did that. I still have my account open to this day, so I highly recommend them to any of you who are looking for an online savings option. But you would kind of put that in here as well. Now, all you got to do is put your email here, and then when you come back, you can update your emergency fund calculator whenever you're ready. It even emails you a copy of it if you want it. So that, like I'm telling y'all, like y'all got to check these out. I had a couple of my friends check them out before they went live, and one of my friends is actually getting married, and so like he went to the wedding cost planner, and then like they give you, like, if you look on the wedding cost planner, it actually has a link to the Knox 2021 wedding survey where it had like on average how much people spent on their wedding that year for the different categories. So, it's definitely, let me tell y'all, it's actually a lot more detailed than I would have expected. And I mean, but I've never had a wedding, so I really didn't even know what to expect. But it was actually really cool if you are considering putting something on your credit card. And I think I'm going to make this as a video next. But you put, the balance owed. How much would I owe on it? I'm thinking about putting a $3,200 charge on my card. My interest rate on my card, let's say it's a 12. It's on my website. So if you go to themoneyplug.co and at the top click on make a budget, you'll see these calculators. Let me see if I can turn this around. Can I turn this around so you can see it? Okay, so this is what it looked like. Sorry, look at me. Oh, I didn't set this on top of my thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, can y'all see that? All right. Sorry, y'all. Instagram was asking questions. So here, let's say it's $3,200 what I'm trying to put on here. So if I have a 12% interest rate on my card, my current minimum monthly payment is, I don't know, $50, right? How would you like to repay this credit card? I could put either how much I want to pay every month or the time of like how many months I want to pay this off in. If I pay the minimum monthly payment, it's going to take me 103 months to pay off a $3,200 purchase on a 12% interest rate credit card, where the total interest I'll be paying is $1,933.76. If I want to pay it off sooner, let's say I want to pay it off in 6 months, this will tell me that with a $552.15 monthly payment, I can pay off that $3,200 purchase in 6 months, and I'll save $1,820.83 in interest. So it calculates it for you, and you can even compare the two, so that I can have and you can print this out. Like I said, you can put your email address in here and you can email it to yourself. But these mini calculators, you guys, are really cool. Even if you don't need a comprehensive financial analysis with me, you can still use these calculators that are on my website, 1,000% free. Get the information you need just to start bettering yourself. A lot of people think that, I only talk about credit, but budgeting and managing your finances properly are an essential part in maintaining a good, healthy credit profile. Because if you aren't managing your money properly, that means you're not paying your credit cards off on time. This means that you're not managing the charges you're putting on your credit card properly and things like that. And that's scary, right? Because if you're not doing that properly, you could really be fucking your credit up. I used it the other day and it helped me create a great budget. So thank you. You are so welcome. And that's what these are for. These resources are here for you guys. I mean, literally. I've started getting suggestions with people saying, hey, you talk about the cream method when you're using your credit cards, but I don't know the proper way to budget or to manage my finances in order to trust myself to use my credit cards this way. And it really got me thinking. And then I partnered with a company called Physical, and we together have dropped this on the Money Plug page. So I'm really, really excited for you guys and for you guys to start using it more. Like I said, it technically went live August 1st. So use it. Give me feedback. Send me emails. You can contact me on my website by clicking the contact page, or you can just DM me on Instagram. I try to go through those at least a couple times a week. Give me your feedback. Use these calculators. Let me know what you need. The more you guys tell me what you need out of me as a content creator and as a financial services provider, I can make sure you guys get that. That's the whole point of me doing this. But yeah, so this is another, like, one of the big things that I've been working on lately. On top of, y'all know we talked about the course. But yeah. And so that service is super similar to the credit audit. In the sense that it's the same price, same amount of time, 60 minutes, $100, and it's still conducted on Zoom. So we would sit down, you would have but the only difference is instead of having a copy of your credit report, you would have a copy of all of your income and expenses so that we can go over everything. How much money are you bringing in? What are you paying in taxes? We can add in child support, alimony, disability, whatever it is you're getting, so that you can actually have a working document that you can use. And not only that, and I can't wait to show you guys this at the end of the week, or well, tomorrow, I guess you could say, to show you guys this tomorrow. But it also gives you like actual tips, strategies to improving not only just your, like, oh, make sure you can save here if you cut this off type of like advice, but it's also giving you strategies to improve, to make you wealthy in a sense. We all know that wealthy isn't just the ability to go into a store and buy whatever you want. Being wealthy means I don't have to worry about robbing Peter to pay Paul, because the money that I am making is enough to cover the expenses that I have. Now, we all know that there's a huge, huge problem with not making enough money and the cost of living. It's just not adding up. But I definitely think that these tools all together are extremely useful tools for those of you who do make enough money, but you're not managing it properly, and that's causing your credit to suffer. So I'm excited for you guys to start using this. I've already gotten some really, 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 really good feedback. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just super excited. There's so much going on. What else? Whew. I think that was it. What questions y'all got for me? Okay, so now we can start taking questions. What credit questions y'all got for me? Because I know this was a lot of information today. And I really don't want to make the video on YouTube super bad. I am going to do a separate video today for you guys. I'm going to start posting individual videos on YouTube because I post all of my replays for my lives, but those videos are like an hour and 2 hours long. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating some shorter form content for you guys on YouTube for those of you who are not active, on Facebook or Instagram or even that active on TikTok, so that you guys will still be able to catch these videos and get this information, and ask your questions and stuff like that. So what questions y'all got for me today? I know I gave y'all a lot. I gave y'all a whole lot to talk about. I don't know why it sounds stuck in my head though. Ooh, that's it. That's on. I ain't got nothing else. Y'all know me. I get off quick. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off because I really only got on here to tell you guys about what I found. I also posted a TikTok and an Instagram reel that talks about what the title is. Collections cannot report for an additional 7 years. They are both posted in live. You guys can watch it, share it, save it, comment on it if you want to talk about it. I'll post it in the Facebook group in a second and we can have a discussion about it if you guys want. But tomorrow is Friday. Friday means it is our regularly scheduled Friday live. So any credit questions that you have, DM them to me on Instagram or write them in the Facebook group and I'll make sure to address them on video tomorrow for you guys. The live is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I got some complaints about 8 because y'all try to go out and get y'all freak on. I get it. But it's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you guys who want to catch it live. As always, it will be recorded on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Instagram be playing with me though sometimes, so just follow me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is WWTMPD. What would the money plug do? You mentioned before we can delete addresses from reports, but I was told on one of them there is an associates and can't be deleted. So you can remove addresses from your credit report. However, if they find that your address that you're trying to remove is associated with an account, they cannot remove it because that company is continuously reporting it. And the reason they won't remove it is because even if they do remove it, the next month, it's just going to report again. That company is going to keep reporting it. A way around this, and you know what? I'm going to do a YouTube video on this too. But a way around this, I did a TikTok, and in the TikTok, I talked about, it's called an enhanced personal information update. And I did a post in the Facebook group on it as well so that you guys could check it out. But what you do is you use the back door of Experian. So you make it look like you're going to put in a dispute with Experian. And what it does is it shows you the relationship addresses have with certain accounts. Each address is assigned an address identification number, and that number is going to be associated with each account that is reporting that address. If you can identify the account that's reporting that address, then you could do a more direct attack on that account so that you can remove that address essentially from that account, kind of sever that tie. Even if the address repopulates after that, it will repopulate with a new account number and it will no longer match what that company is reporting. The account numbers won't line up and that'll make it easier for you to remove it. What is the Facebook page's name? So my Facebook page is Markia B at themoneyplug.co. Right? Yeah. No. At Markia B, aka the Money Plug. It's just that. Damn. I swear he's loud. That's what made me forget it. Okay. My Facebook page name is Markia B, aka the Money Plug. I forgot I changed it. And now I think it's like facebook.com/themoneyplug.co. And then if you go under groups, you'll see the group. It's called Plugged in the Credit Clubhouse. In the Facebook group, I literally try to post every day so that you guys know I'm around. I answer every single question you guys have. Literally, I'm in the comments of every single post in the group because that is a safe space for you all to come and ask your questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to credit and your finances specifically. So, use it. Can you explain why a charge-off isn't supposed to report charge-off every month after 6 months? Is that even true? Okay. So this is also something I'm researching now, especially after what I just found out about collections. But from how I've handled them previously, an account can only be charged off one time. The act of charging off an account can only happen once. And so once an account is charged off, that's it. I've been able to fight successfully to remove the repeated charge off history. However, it is not enough to get a removal. So likely what will happen if you dispute it because it's reporting as a charge off every month, it's usually a trap to try to get you to dispute so that they can reset the statute of limitations depending on what state you live in. However, when you dispute it, likely what they'll end up doing is updating it. So they'll be like, all right, cool. It won't say charge off. We'll go ahead and take all these off except this one. But we've now reset the statute of limitations and we now have longer to sue you. So give me my money. That's usually kind of what I get out of that. I was taught that an account can only be charged off one time. You don't charge it off every single month, if that makes sense. Usually an account will report, what I've seen though, is that an account will report as a charge off every single month until it is either settled or sold to a collection company. And then after that, you won't see it anymore. You won't see it reporting as anything else anymore. Would that restart the date clock? Nothing can so the point of this live was we found out that nothing can restart the reporting time on a debt. The statute of limitations and the reporting time on a debt are two different things. The statute of limitations is how long a company has to sue you. The reporting time on a debt is how long this debt will appear on your credit report. Nothing can reset the reporting time for your debt. And we kind of went over that. I'll share my screen again so you guys can see it. For those of you who weren't here, right? It is a double-edged sword. So I'll share it here for you guys who weren't here earlier to see it. But we talked about, subsection 1681C of Title 15 of the U.S. Code, subsection 605C is running a reporting period. And what this outlines is the 7-year period or the reporting time for a debt is dictated, or the starting point is set by the date of first delinquency, the date that first missed payment that led to the account being charged off. Now, there's nothing in the FCRA that gives anybody the right to change that, because once an account is charged off, that's it. The account is closed. You can't technically bring the account current because that account has been closed. So when an account is in collections, even if you pay it, that legally is not enough to reset the reporting time for a debt. So instead of refreshing and reporting for an additional 7 years, it will only report for the remainder of the life that's left on that account. So if you pay a collection at 6.5 years, that means 6 months from then, it'll fall off. You see what I'm saying? So that was what the point of the live was. And then, actually. So someone asked, can you request old dispute results? I lost a copy of a deletion and I've been debating on calling to see if it could be resent. And the answer is yes. If legally, they only have to investigate one time. After they investigate that one time, they don't have to do it again, but they can send you the results from the investigation. Once you pay a settlement for a repoed card that isn't reporting as closed, can you dispute it? Paying a settlement validates that debt. So making a payment validates that debt because it's a valid debt. You paid it, right? You're not going to pay a debt you don't owe. So, I mean, yeah, you can, but you likely don't have any legs to stand on because you already paid it. So disputing it isn't going to do anything because you already paid it. But what I will say is what a lot of people don't understand is, yes, you will still have, like, for charge-offs, repos, things like that, you will still have that mark on your credit. And I get it. It's very unattractive. But when you pay it, it improves your credit worthiness. Even if it doesn't give you points for paying it, it improves your credit worthiness because now this is a debt that you no longer owe. Something else that we've talked about on live, and I guess I'll do a video on it too, but lenders really don't care how you get an account settled. And I actually had a client ask me, and I asked the mortgage lender. So I got this directly from the horse's mouth, but they don't care how you get an account to zero. They don't care if you settle for less than owed. They don't care if you paid it in full. All they care is that it's paid. It's considered that you owe $0 on these accounts. As long as y'all can get these balances down to $0, do it and roll with it. That should always be the objective. Now, are there instances where, of course, removing the account would be ideal, would be in your best, health, right? Yeah, but there are times when it just won't happen or it can't happen. And that's fine. You do not have to have an immaculate credit report in order to buy a home or buy land or get a credit card or buy a car. That's not what you need. You can buy all of those things. You can buy a house in a bankruptcy. So you see what I mean? I just want you guys to know that you don't have to have an immaculate credit report to get all these things. You just got to know how to work the system. You got to know how all the pieces on the board move so that you're playing chess successfully. I guess I'm more concerned about the late payment associated with it. It reports late every month. Well, it's going to keep reporting late until you pay it off 9 times out of 10. If the account hasn't been closed, it's going to just keep reporting late every month. And unfortunately, and this is exactly what they're going to tell you, because they are the original creditor for this debt, they have an obligation or a duty to report the history associated with the account. So that's everything, including the fact that the account was repoed or charged off or whatever the case may be. So they're not going to remove those late payments because they're factually reporting them. You were actually late. I'm so grateful for your knowledge and availability. Seriously. Oh, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. What other questions y'all got? These are some good questions. What other questions y'all got? Oh, that just reminded me. Look at me clicking on stuff. Is it official that a bankruptcy comes off after 10 years, or is there a chance it may stay on longer? So I've never seen it stay on longer. Legally, depending on what chapter of bankruptcy you file, it can stay on between 7 and 10 years from the date of discharge. So once your bankruptcy is discharged, it'll be like 10 years from that or 7 years from that, depending on which chapter bankruptcy you filed. What other questions y'all got? Damn, I want another Pepsi. I think that was it. I think that was all I wanted to talk to y'all about today. I'm guessing your bankruptcy is about to fall off. Yay, if it is. I know that's I swear, when people say it's like taking your bra off when you get off work when a bankruptcy come off your credit. She said, yep. Oh, congratulations. Listen, so many people think that a bankruptcy is just like a restart or like a fresh start, and it doesn't work like that. You literally got to start rebuilding and starting over, relearning these processes, and really kind of reestablishing yourself in the financial space. So I swear, all of y'all who made it through a bankruptcy and came out on the other side and actually made that progress, I'd be so proud of y'all. I'd be so proud of y'all. Let's see. Ooh, not me touching stuff. Okay, there we go. Whew. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. What other questions y'all got before I cut out of here? Community and synchrony is hurting me by closing my accounts due to non-use. Is it best to just get rid? Okay, so what I'm going to say is controversial in the credit space because everybody swear up and down, no, you should never close credit cards. Listen, credit cards are only valuable to you if you actually using them, or this is what will happen. They will close the accounts when you least expect it, and now you're scrambling trying to come up with points or do whatever it is to bring your score back up. If you are not using a credit card, if a credit card no longer serves a purpose, you find no value in it, close it. Yes, your score will drop temporarily. You can come back from that. You'll be already anticipating the drop in your points, so it's not going to really hurt anything when you close it outside of you losing a couple of points. And you can also manage the comeback, right? Because you were expecting it. So you will likely already have kind of a plan in place. Matter of fact, I'll do a video on that as soon as I get off of here because That's one of those unpopular opinions in the financial space, but credit cards are only valuable to you if you actually use them. Because remember, credit cards are supposed to reward you for the spending you're already doing, but if you're not doing any spending, then it's not rewarding you. They're not making any money. You're not getting any benefits. It's literally no point in keeping the account open. When you have credit cards and maybe these aren't as important to you, it's important that you still at least have one charge every billing cycle. This ensures that, all right, I might not be like your favorite customer, but I'm still a customer. Y'all not gonna close my account. So, but yeah, that's my opinion. Bankruptcy is like physical therapy after an injury. Oh, you're so right. Oh my God, I never thought about it like that. That is so right. Community and Synchrony is famous for that too, by the way. Like, especially if you got the Victoria's Secret card, if your credit ever goes like in the opposite direction, while you have an open account with them, it's likely that like first you'll see your credit limit decrease over time, and then eventually they'll just close the damn account. And it always catches you off guard, and it sucks so bad. This is why I tell people, like, if you are not Bob the Builder, you do not need a Home Depot credit card. If you are not, no, y'all know what shocked me. So I flew Spirit a couple weeks ago when we went to and from Miami. And on both of my flights, like towards the end of the flight attendants get on a little thing and start advertising the Spirit credit card and saying how you can get all these points if you apply for it right now. Like, you don't even got to be approved. You're going to get the points anyway. Like, make sure you, like, they walk around passing out applications and pencils and shit. I mean, pens on the flight. So you can really fill it out. And I think that's so crazy because, like, first of all, I'm not flying Spirit if I ain't got to. If it weren't for the fact that I bought my ticket mad late and like they were dirt cheap, I probably would have been on Spirit myself. But unless you fly Spirit a whole lot with the terms and conditions I was seeing on there, I don't really think it's worth it. There's not enough perks on it for me. But that's how they get people. They be like, well, you can get all these free things with these points that you get just for filling out an application. And most people see that and kind of jump for it. Or like, you'll go to check out at a Home Depot and they're like, look, we'll give you 20% off just for filling out an application today. Okay, I don't shop here normally, so it makes no sense if I get a credit card for here or not. I just thought that was really crazy when I saw it. But you guys should not be opening like credit cards for like stores or like specialty credit cards or anything like that, unless you actively work there or actually plan on spending a decent amount of money there. When it said to opt out of companies like LexisNexis, then how does your positive credit information get reported? Because some people don't report the LexisNexis. Every company don't report the LexisNexis directly, right? LexisNexis is a data aggregator. They get information from a lot of other places. Oh, thank you for the roses. And so they could even report directly to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and then LexisNexis will still get that information because they are data aggregators. So, that's how positive information will still be reported. So opting out of LexisNexis won't block you from everything because sometimes people don't even report to them. They report to other companies, and then those companies report to the credit bureaus, or they report to the credit bureaus directly. So it's kind of like a 580 score, established relationship with Navy Federal. How hard will it be to get an auto loan? That's not telling me enough information. First of all, you don't need to only look at like your base score. What you need to look at is your FICO auto score, because this is the auto score that they're going to be, this is the FICO score that they're going to see when they go to pull you up when you go to a dealership. Now, that 580 is not that attractive, but shit, I bought a brand new Kia Soul in 2016 with a 530 credit score. Did I have to put money down? You damn right I had to put money down, but I got what I wanted and walked off the lot. Was the payments high? Absolutely. But I was also working on my credit in the meantime, and I low-key finessed the fuck out that situation and was able to get a lower payment less than a year later. So it will be hard to get an auto loan, but it's not impossible. But first you need to know what your actual auto score is. That's like your first step. And then your second step is, since you have an established relationship with Navy Federal, apply for an auto loan with Navy Federal. If they deny you or you don't get the amount you want, and If they deny you, then what you can do is whenever you're denied for anything and they used your credit as a like to make the decision. She said that is the auto score. Oh, I was kind of hoping it was going to give me some extra points. Yeah, it's not the best. Listen, go ahead and apply. Or they tell you no. Cool, they told you no. However, whenever you get told no and your credit is a factor in that decision, they have to legally send you something known as an adverse action notice. A lot of us throw the shit in the trash because it's like, you already told me once. Now you about to write me a letter and tell me why you told me no again. No, thank you. But that is actually some really valuable information. If you open up the adverse action notice, it will tell you what exactly was wrong with your credit that made them tell you no when you applied for that loan. So if you apply with that 580 to Navy Federal and they tell you no, they'll tell you what exactly on your credit you need to fix. And then you fix those things and reapply, then theoretically you should qualify for a car at that point. If you fixed everything that they told you to fix, you should qualify for a car at that point. Is there a way to know if you should leave a loan account to not lose credit age? Like if it's a company but 5 years old, I would think to dispute it off since we've been building for over a year. So usually accounts that have over like 4 years worth of history, I typically tell clients, even if like that last year of that history is negative, that's still a lot of on-time payments and credit age that's, you're going to lose if you successfully remove this account from your credit. And for most of you, that will hurt your credit more than help your credit. For example, student loans. A lot of people are obsessed with removing their student loans, not realizing that in doing so, that's going to trash your credit if you did not build your credit properly outside of those student loans. So it's really one of those preference things. It's kind of like you have to make that decision based off of your finances, what you have reporting on your credit, and what you're willing to do to replace that account should it come off. Synchrony literally just dropped my $1,000 limit to $250. I just felt like, what? I'm the insult and hurt and feelings. This. No, really, because they don't warn you. Synchrony, Community, and all of them, they don't warn you when they drop your credit limit. It just goes down. What's up, JR Saxophonic? I know I'm getting back on my lives. I've been so busy and I haven't been able to. So I am getting back on my lives. Oh, you're so welcome. Definitely. I'm never too busy for y'all. Community is trash anyway. Let them be gone. No, seriously. You ain't lying, girl. You ain't lying. I wanted to tell y'all about some books I'm reading too while I'm on here. So I've started following these two ladies. This one lady, I've been following her for a while, but like, I don't know. I guess imposter syndrome really had me thinking like I couldn't apply her concepts yet. Her name is Audrey Richman. She's an amazing, first of all, she's a dope ass Black woman, but she's like a marketing like guru. And so right now I'm reading Uncloned Life by Audrey Richman. And it's about embracing the uniqueness in you and using that like business wise. So any of you who are looking to launch a business or you're working for a business and you're really trying to like establish your brand or you or whatever, I highly suggest this book. I ain't gonna hold y'all. This is a really, really good read. And I'm also, for those of you who are on here who are trying to kind of break out in your niche, if you're a content creator or whatever the case may be, a book that I've been reading is called Speak Your Way to Cash by Ashley Kirkwood. I think her last name is, if I'm not mistaken. And I can't even tell y'all how like my mind just exploded reading this book, because it's not only a book that's teaching me something, but it's forcing me to take these things and put them into action. It's forcing me to take action. There's even a Facebook group like where they can hold you accountable, and it's really, really cool, but it's teaching me kind of how to establish myself in my niche to be known as a public speaker and to do more public speaking, and that it's giving me that confidence, like I know what I'm talking about because I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes kind of packaging that, I'm really trying to get out of just being known as a TikToker. So sometimes packaging that can be a little hard, but yeah, those two books right now are what I'm reading, and I highly suggest them to all of you. Who got the Jeep? Synchrony and Community, get this work. No, for real. But I think that was it. I really didn't have nothing else I wanted to tell y'all. I just missed getting on live and talking to y'all. It's been a while. I've been so immensely busy. So it feels really good to just sit here for a couple minutes and talk to y'all. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out. It's 9:30. I'm getting ready to get ready for bed. But for those of you who are new here, make sure you follow me on everything. I try to post on as many platforms as possible. I'm on Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's a blog coming soon. What else? TikTok, obviously. You're so welcome. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our regularly scheduled live, the one we do every week. If you can't make it live, that's perfectly fine, because this live and all of my lives are usually saved on my YouTube channel, WWTMPD, What Would the Money Plug Do? And you can also join my Facebook group, Plugged in the Credit Clubhouse. That Facebook group has a recording of all the lives, and you know, we talk in there. People ask questions. I answer every single question on every single post. At least I try to. I'm human. But it is a safe space for you to not only explore the education that you already have with financial literacy, but it's to receive a lot of resources and things like that. So I'm excited for tomorrow. I have a lot of things on the to-do list or the agenda for tomorrow that we're going to go over, as well as answering a lot of you guys' questions that I got this week. But yeah, in case I don't see you guys tomorrow, y'all know what I always say. Live every day like it's your last, but pay your bills and wear condoms just in case it's not. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Good night, everybody.